3,
Wait,
2, 1,
wait,
action! Welcome to
what are we doing?
Channel 101 News!
What? We're
Today-
recording? Oh, are we recording?
Today we begin our 3-day special.
Oh, shoot. No.
China's past, present, and future. We will be discussing China's past this time. Now, over to Erica.
Okay.
Homo erectus are early human beings that appeared on the Chinese subcontinent over 1 million years ago. They gradually spread from Africa and West Asia during the Ice Age. No major glaciers in China, but average temperature was colder than in the subsequent ages. Northern China had mammoth, elk, and moose. The Peking man, discovered in the 1920s, is one of the best documented examples of Homo erectus. They could stand erect, hunt, make fire, and use chipped stones as tools. The modern human beings are Homo sapiens. They appeared in East Asia around 100,000 years ago. They probably spread from somewhere in Africa. The Paleolithic period, also known as the Old Stone Age, of predatory hunter-gatherers, and humans began to speak. Language expanded symbolic capabilities, and they allowed development of notions of gods and kinship over the thousands.
And now let's go time traveling.
Okay, it looks like we ended up in 200 BC, or at least a little after. Now, here it looks like we're in the Shang dynasty, and it has a more complex culture than the Bronze Age civilization. So there's more complex writing, metalworking, domestication of the horses, and the classes are now divided. And there's now also a stable political and religious hierarchy. This was a major transition of the period of Chinese history. And the organization of the politics are now more important. And there are industrial areas occupied by the bronze workers, potters, stone carvers, and other artisans. And now the Shang king also plays a major role in the religion. And they now worship the high god named Di. And the kingship was passed from elder to younger brother and father to son. Okay, and they've died. When they died, several sacrifices were made, such as feeding food to the gods to keep them strong, sacrifices of animals and human beings. It looks like the Shang King did many human sacrifices, and during burials, they will also use females very often. Yeah, we should probably leave now.
Bronzes. In Shang China, perfecting metalworking techniques were very important. The earliest known bronze work dates back from about 1700 through 1600 BC. Some of the surviving bronze objects are cups, goblets, steamers, and cauldrons, beautifully shaped and decorated. The bronze vessels produced in Shang China reveal much about the Shang culture and society.
Now for a special interview with the Duke of Zhou.
So, who are you?
I am the Duke of Zhou. My brother, who died, and his dad, who also died, King Wen, formed alliances with neighboring states and tribes in preparation for attacking the Shang. This is how they sort of conquered people. Then his son, my brother, King Wu, built a new capital further east, and then again conquered more people in the Shang army, taking its capital. Now I am the Duke of Zhou, and I just recently extended the new territories, and so now everything's under my control. Peace out.
I will now use my special trumpet to call back King Wu from the dead, who ruled before the Duke of Zhou and also known as the Martial King.
Huzzah! I am King Wu, son of King Wen. Why, hello there.
Hello there, too. So, what do you do?
Well, today I'd rather talk about my failure, the Zhou King IV. He disappeared with his armies on a campaign into the modern Hubei province and was not heard from again. Rather than to attempt to rule all the territories directly, early Zhou garrisons in the conquered territories, where that was not possible, they recognized local chiefs as their representatives. These lords were given titles that became hereditary and were obliged to render military service and send tribute.
We're going to take a quick commercial break right now. Be back soon!
大家好，我的名字叫……
你的名字不重要。
我们今天有一个很漂亮的对联要卖给你们，还一个美丽的竹筒，两个都很老，所以你们要买去 www.ebay.com。
eBay!
I like this writing. Did you know that an organization capability of the Shang government helped to contribute to the Chinese writing system? Writing is a huge beneficial effect on the social and cultural processes. We are not exactly sure when exactly Chinese writing was developed, but it was developed from symbols or emblems inscribed on the late Neolithic pots, may be the earliest forms of Chinese graphs.
The approximate size of China is 1,000 miles north and south and east to west. It's about the distance from Des Moines to New York. There are also many other geographic things in between, like rivers. The Yellow River is in the north, makes sharp turns through the northern deserts, then flows swiftly from the north to south through a hilly area of loess. Yangtze carries more water, crosses the mountains, delivers an average of half a cubic mile of water into the Pacific Ocean, and is amazing.
That's a lot of water.
The regions of China include the north, which is colder, flatter, and more arid, and the south, which is warmer and wetter. The north has the growing season that is shorter, and the soil is more alkaline, making wheat and millet easier to grow. The rainfall is very light, so irrigation is needed. The south stays green all year and receives more than 60 inches of rain a year. It is also good for boat travel. So visit China!
Now back to the show! We have a special guest today to read us a special poem.
My name is not important, but I can say that I have a translation of the Book of Songs. Okay, so here is a poem about women's involvement in political and affairs in government. Clever men build cities, clever women topple them. Beautiful these clever women may be, but they are owls and kites. Women have long tongues that lead to ruins. Disorder does not come down from the heavens. It is produced by women. Another poem is a poem of love. Please, Zongji, do not leap over our wall. Do not break all mulberry trees. It's not that I begrudge the mulberries, but I fear my brothers. You, I would embrace, but my brother's words, those I dread. And here is one last poem of complaint. Which plant is not brown? Which man is not sad? Have pity on us soldiers. They treat us as though we are not men.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Wake up!
Join us tomorrow at 8 p.m.
We will be talking about China's president.
That's a wrap!
Bye. Shoo. Why are
Why
you
are you
still
still
watching? Go away!
Chew.